Hi guys, it's me again, I'm Dan and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be going through my highlights of 2021. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go through and go with one thing from each month besides one of them, because there's one month where I physically can't separate them, and then there's another one where it's sort of like that, but I've managed to make it just about one highlight of that month. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to go about this. Hopefully you all enjoy it. Let's get started. So my highlight of January. That was actually the first few moments of the year. So I don't know if you watched my countdown to 2021 series last year, but on the last video obviously it has a little bit after New Year, so technically that's a part of January 2021. In that video, it's so positive and uplifting. I just absolutely loved the first few moments of 2021, and really not much else happened in January, so that is certainly my highlight of January 2021. In February, my highlight was getting a lockdown haircut, because we were in our third lockdown by that point. I think the first one was obviously March 2020, second one was October 2020, and then January 2021 was the third one. But obviously it was still there by February, and I got my lockdown haircut from my mum, so that was a lot of fun. I just sat in the kitchen with the light coming from the garden and got my haircut. It's quite self-explanatory really. It was quite fun though, and it did turn out really good, to be fair. My hair isn't broken permanently from that, thankfully. But yeah, that was my highlight of February. In March, my highlight was Sunderland, my team, winning the AFL trophy. Now, I've always said it's not the biggest competition in the world in football, but you know, it's a trophy, it's nice to see your team win something, and ultimately that was my highlight of March, given that I had a lot of other things going on. I didn't have the most amazing month outside of that, despite my 18th birthday being during that month. So that and the trophy winning was the sort of silver lining almost. Sunderland winning the trophy, it was so good. I've got the videos to look back on, and it's nice to see Sunderland winning something, and it's not something that I've seen happen in my lifetime, so it's definitely something which I classify as a highlight, and that was my highlight of March. In April, my highlight was performing a COVID-19 based physical theatre performance in college. For me, that was a highlight because I felt like after having my knee injury in October the previous year, that was the first time where I felt, oh, I've actually achieved something after having this injury. You know, it was something which was really uplifting for me personally, because I felt like I could do stuff, and I finally could actually go on stage and perform something and it would work out. Yeah, I didn't play the biggest role in the performance, but I did enough that I was impressed by myself and that I felt fulfilled by it. So yeah, definitely that was the highlight of April for me. In May, my highlight was watching Eurovision at my granddad's house. Now, I know that it didn't turn out the best. Eurovision for the UK was awful, as we finished last with 0 points. And that was with a system where your points basically get doubled because you get 2 lots of points, and we still got 0 points overall, so that was fun. Nonetheless, the experience of watching Eurovision and seeing the songs in my granddad's, it was really nice. It was a nice experience, it was a bit of fun, and yeah, it was something that was very nice to actually happen, and certainly a highlight for me. So in June, this is arguably one of my highlights of the year, never mind just the month. My highlight of June was our class musical, Only Today. We performed it 4 times at the beginning of June. It was absolutely amazing. I say it could be one of the highlights of the year. That could honestly be one of the highlights of my life. Like, that was the most amazing experience that I've ever done, because I got to play a character which nobody else had played, because it was our own musical which our lecturer wrote, but also I got to play the male lead, and I just absolutely loved the experience of playing Benny, my character. So yeah, honestly, it was just so good, and I loved it. July wasn't the most hectic month, to be honest. By that point, I obviously was in my holidays, my summer holidays, and I was sort of on a bit of a relaxation time, but July still had its moments, and the highlight of July for me would be watching the KSI show, because I'm a big fan of KSI and the Sidemen, just throwing that out there. And I invited my best mate Clark over to mine, and we sat and watched the KSI show, and it was a lot of fun. I know at the time Clark wasn't the biggest fan of how it had been publicised, but I think we both still enjoyed it, and obviously it was nice to hear all the music and that, and we had a nice sing together in the living room. So yeah, belted out some tunes and that. It was class. I absolutely loved that, and it was definitely the highlight of July. In August, this is one that you'll know about. My highlight of that month was getting my BTEC results from college. I obviously did a video on my channel, and it very quickly became my most viewed video on my channel with over 300 views. So yeah, it was a great experience. I obviously went into college and got the result, and it was an amazing result for one thing. And after that I went out for a meal with Mam and Chris, and that was just a nice little experience to add to the day as well, and it sort of all came together, and it was probably the highlight of the month for me. In September I got my HP Pro 1 computer, which would be my highlight because it just is exactly what I needed. I've always had laptops and they have been alright and they've done the job, but this new computer, which is just there, I absolutely love so much. It's just exactly what I need. Like I say, if you want to get one and you're looking to have like a full desktop PC, the HP Pro 1 is really good, and you can get it off eBay. That's an amazing site to get you an amazing computer for great value for money. And I'm not advertising it, I just thought I'd give you some tips on that because it's an amazing computer and it was very affordable from that site. So I think if you need one, there you go, just give it a little plug there. October was arguably the best month of the year, but obviously I had some competition with June because I did quite a lot in June as well. Those 2 months were definitely my favourite of the year. October though, my highlight from that was sort of the Halloween week. Not actual Halloween, because I didn't feel like I enjoyed it as much as previous years, and I didn't feel like I was into it as much, but the things I'd done previously kind of influenced that a bit. I'd done my Goosebumps flash mob with college and the Halloween parade with college, which was just two of the most amazing experiences, and I couldn't split them apart, so I decided to just do this highlight as the Halloween week. I can't split those two apart, so I'll just put them together and make it one highlight, because it was just the things kept happening. It was just an amazing week, so I just thought, why not make it just about that full week. The flash mob was amazing, and it got hundreds of thousands of views on Facebook, and the parade on the Friday of that week, it was just incredible. It didn't live up to the parade I'd done a couple of years ago, but on the parade we just did a couple of months ago, I guess now, we also performed the flash mob dance again, but it was under the lights, so it all kind of built up the atmosphere of it. So I guess for me, that's why that whole week would be a highlight, because it was just so much fun. Now, from one of my favourite months of the year to one of the most dead months of the year. I think my highlight of November would be just coming up with the concept for my New Year show and the concept for Vlogmas. So it was a very creative month rather than actually practical. Not much actually happened, but it was all leading towards things happening. So again, I'm sort of combining a couple into one, but the highlight is being more creative in that month, I guess. So those two things would sort of come together to be my highlight for November. And finally, we have December. With December, this is the month where I physically have two separate highlights because I can't actually separate them or make them into one. My highlights are Christmas and New Year. Christmas, I don't know if you've seen the Vlogmas series, I'm guessing that you have, because there hasn't been much time since Christmas. And Christmas was just immense. We had the most amazing time with family. I got the most amazing presents, one of which is this calendar which has the cute animals on, which I also showed in my Vlogmas series. I got a bunch of cool presents, which I'm absolutely loving at the minute. That I'm using them all so much. Also, the experience and the festivity of it, like even Christmas Eve watching the films, and the night before that when we had other films to watch. The lead up as well, it was so festive, just the whole experience of Christmas was so good. And I guess it kind of does fit New Year in, but ultimately it's a separate highlight because it's about my New Year show. That was what I had been working on for a couple of months. It was just so good. I absolutely loved it. It just I find it so fascinating to just sit in my own living room and put on a show. Everyone's like, shows have to be for the stage and all this. If you've got the things to actually make it, then why not? Why can't you just sit in your living room and put on a show for people? You know, that's what I absolutely love the idea of. So I decided to go with that, and I'm going to be doing another one next year, which is sort of bigger scale, but still in my living room. And those two things were my highlights of December. So that's it, those were my highlights. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Drop a comment down below, let me know what your thoughts were on the video and any of your highlights from 2021. And also please subscribe to keep up to date with my content in 2022. I'm very happy with where my YouTube channel is at the moment, and I want to create lots of new things and make it enjoyable for all of you guys. So as I say, please subscribe to see all of that and click the bell to receive a notification whenever I upload. But as I say, that's going to be it. So that's leave a like, drop a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!